So Maggie Rivera, Assistant Dean of Students from the Office of the Dean of Students for Student Outreach and Support. And we also have my graduate assistant here tonight who is joining us. Victoria, do you want to say a few words about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Tori. I am Maggie's new GA for the Office of the Dean of Students. I just started grad school for art education, so I'm excited. This is my first event like this, so
Great. And so we also have Kristin Shanley, who's going to be presenting information for us tonight about legal issues. It's going to be sort of like a general conversation presentation to create awareness to students that may be online, commuters, or far away, but still attending campus and may not have this information. So she will introduce herself and go into the presentation. Before we do that, we are recording this program for purposes of those students that did register, but for whatever reason, we're not able to join us tonight. So we wanted to make sure that everybody knew about that. And we will also, at the end of the program, we'll kind of wrap up and have some questions and try to provide resources or do the best that we can to give you information about what we're talking about tonight. So with that said, I'm gonna introduce Kristin Shanley. Thank you for being with us here tonight. And if you can introduce yourself and go into the program, that'd be great.
Sure. Thank you for having me. Like you said, my name's Kristin Shanley. I am currently the attorney for the Student Association. I have been doing that. Geez, I guess I should have thought about how long I've been doing that. At least 5 years, if not longer. Yeah. What that is, it's kind of twofold, but what it really means for students is that I am on campus approximately 3 hours a week, and I offer free legal consultation to anyone who is connected to the school, whether they're graduate students, whether they're just full-time students, undergrad, and I tried to be on campus at 2 different times to connect with people with their current schedules. I have an 1.5-hour schedule on Thursday, which is in the afternoon from 1 to 2:30. And then I have an evening session, which is Wednesdays from 4:30 to 6. And my office, or I use the office of the president of the Student Association. So I'm in the point where all the SA offices are so that I have someplace confidential to sit and talk to people. In my time doing this, there have been people or students that have come in with just a very broad array of questions. I have, the majority is landlord-tenant issues because college, at least in Oswego, this college, there's a lot of off-campus housing and also housing at Premier Living Suites and at Lakeside Commons where students are required to sign leases. And for many students, it's the first time that they are signing a lease and learning that whole process of living outside of their home or with their parents or guardians or whomever. So I would say that is probably about 75% of the questions I get and the assistance that I provide through the free legal consultation. Other things that come up are criminal issues. People get arrested on campus or around it while they're students. Up until this past year, I was able to assist with that. I now currently work as an assistant district attorney for Oswego County. So I do have to send those types of questions out to other attorneys in the area who have agreed to help give some free legal consultation. I often deal with family law, just life issues, I guess, that people are dealing with during their college years or when they're connected to campus. So that is my role. A lot of people I hear when I do finally get connected with them didn't know I existed. So it's one of the best parts of this presentation is word of mouth of my ability to be on campus. I do have a post up through Elizabeth McGrath that also she has my information posted at the point for people to get in touch with me when I'm not on campus. I have people directly email my work email or call my office number. And I'm able to provide the legal consultation, even if it's not during those set hours that I have on campus. So I think in the last few years, I have started to, my name is getting out there, but anything that we can do to let people know that I exist and am there to help, especially in like landlord tenant issues when it comes to where you're living, or say, unfortunately, you've gotten arrested for something. There's a lot of stress associated with that. Sometimes you don't want to talk to your parents about it until you have more information. Sometimes you just need someone to sit down and say, hey, I just need I need to, get rid of the stress. I need to talk to someone. That's really what I'm there for and what the Student Association pays me to do. So as far as a presentation, I looked at what some people's interests were that had signed up for the course. I thought about what I would talk about, but it's very general and just getting the information out that I exist. If I am not able to answer your question based on my 20+ years of experience in the legal world, I should be able to get you at least in touch with someone. Last year, something came up with regard to immigration law. I am not an immigration attorney. That is a very, very, very specific type of law. But with my contacts, I was able to connect someone to an attorney in Syracuse who thankfully was able to talk to them without charging them, because that is a whole area of law that is in its own world. So I feel like being able to at least point you in the right direction is an asset in itself for the Student Association to have that. The other side of my job, just to be, fully transparent of what I do, is I do provide legal counsel to the Student Association for contracts, for signing, like such as something specific like OzFest, where there's contracts signed, making sure that all those logistics are covered. So I am also on that side. But for this presentation, I am free legal consultation for students, whether you're on campus, off campus, simply associated with the college. I know there were when people signed up for the course, they put in what their interests or what they may be seeking information on. Some of that was family law. And it's hard for me to have a discussion about that in an open forum. That would be something that I would want to talk to an individual specifically about. We definitely don't want to divulge someone's personal information where it wouldn't be confidential in such a place like this. But I am able to, and I can put it in the chat, put my email address. I can write down my hours and also my phone number when I'm not on campus, to hopefully get that information out and have people be able to use it. So I just added my office hours where they were, and the Wednesdays and Thursday hours. I added my personal office phone for when I'm not on campus, but can be reached there, and also my email address that can be shared. So I don't know if there's anything specific anyone wanted to ask or more information that I can provide. So I'll let whomever take it from there.
Thank you, Kristin, for sharing that information. That's very important for the students, so we appreciate that. We made this part of this series of programs because sometimes the students may not be aware that this is a resource that is available to students through the Student Association fee, so that, this initial consultation is free of charge because of that fee that covers that, right, Kristin?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. If it is required that someone needs actual legal counsel, I can either point them in the direction of someone that could help. They can eventually work with me, but that would be outside of that legal consultation.
Yeah, Amy, and thank you for sharing that. Yeah, a lot of times there is a big number of students that are not aware of this resource being available, which is why we want to kind of bring it more to light. We want to make sure that all our students know about this, because you never know when you're going to need the resource. And like Kristin said, if it's something that Kristin cannot offer, then she can, connect to whatever it is that you need, or we can connect you. So Victoria, even if you have any questions or clarifications, feel free to join as well.
Yeah, no questions yet, but like Amy said that she signed up just for awareness. That's really good because then if you know someone in class that is having an issue or friends or something, at least through word of mouth, just this one person being involved is really useful. And hopefully, yeah, I mean, I didn't know about this service either, and I went here all of undergrad, so well, just now even, but
Yeah, most people who come in and talk to me have either there was an office that they went to specific to what their needs were and they directed them to me, or they heard it from a friend. I think the landlord tenant issues, those get passed word of mouth, when someone's having a problem with their lease and then they say, well, talking to someone, well, I had a problem too, but I went and she read my lease for me. And so I feel like that's how that is getting out there.
yeah.
Also, initially when Kristin opened the conversation, Kristin spoke a little bit about the general issues that she kind of like helps students with, and some current ones that come through. So if it's anything that's relevant to maybe like divorce or custody, those might be a little bit more personal, and people can directly reach out to Kristin or myself, and we can guide you from there. Kristin, I don't know if you wanted to share a little bit more about that.
In terms of,
If somebody's interested in just general issues, what might be relevant to like divorce, custody.
yes,
anything like that
definitely
matter.
something that I'm happy to talk to someone about, to get the information, but to me, that is very personal. So I would suggest reaching out to me either by email, or coming to my office hours if you're on campus. I have a confidential place to speak to people where we can close the door and, you can tell me more about that. I do see that Amy has asked, what is the best way to talk to a neighbor about property lines? My approach to everything is to, go and simply be honest and address someone respectfully. That's the best way to stop a problem from getting bigger. If they are not approachable, if the conversation does not go well, then I'm happy to talk about what the property line issue is. But a lot of things could be solved if people were able to simply talk about them. We talk about that in family court all the time, why some people, it gets out of control before it has to get out of control. And when lawyers get brought in, it sometimes raises someone's defensiveness that maybe didn't need to happen. So that would be my suggestion, is to talk to them first, see if it's something you can simply talk through. And if not, then I'm happy to help and talk through it.
And again, as a reminder, Kristin's information is in the chat with
Yes.
the email, the phone number, office at the point. So if you're not like on campus, her phone number or her email will be the appropriate way to contact her. And anything further, you can also contact the Office of the Dean of Students at oswego.edu. That's our general email, and we look at that every day. And so we can also help direct from there. I mean,
Oops, I didn't mean to send that.
yeah, there's other resources, like Kristin mentioned earlier, legal aid and other sources that if it's something that Kristin cannot address, then she can help connect with that.
So I have a question. Do you often, or if it's in your realm, deal with people who come to you about like tickets being received on campus?
Like
Parking or anything?
like car tickets, like traffic tickets. Yes.
Like if someone had a question about that, or
yes. It used to be something I dealt with all the time. Again, with my new position as a part-time district attorney, if it's something I feel I can't talk to you about, I would definitely send you in a different direction. But the majority of questions with regard to tickets are, do I have to go to the court date? What should I be doing? Do I follow the instructions? Those things I can, at least give you general help with, but the specific ticket, I would send you somewhere else.
yeah. Okay.
Biggest thing to know is just don't not answer it.
Yeah. It won't go away.
It seems to be where a lot of people get a little confused, thinking it might go away if they don't, and it will find you eventually.
Yeah, I feel like especially with it being like campus police, people will view that differently than if you were pulled
Yes.
over like on a main road or something.
Yep, still a ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's great. Yeah, the best way is to like address it as soon as possible, right? It's
Yes.
the best solution.
Usually the court will tell you when you have to address it by, so.
I put in again the information for Kristin in the chat for those that, you know, may want it and not able to scroll up or something like that. We do have a few minutes left, maybe like about 7 minutes. So if anybody else need anything else, feel free to like, you know, speak through your microphone or put it in the chat and we can help you from there. Cassie, thank you. Yeah, we're very happy to be here and offer the information. And again, you know, our goal is to bring supportive resources to students, you know, with whatever they may need to be successful. And so these programs, we put these programs for adult student assistant program. We do probably like about 4 or 5 per semester. So, you know, keep looking for emails coming your way. There'll be a few more, and I think there'll be another one in another week, and we have different, you know, different themes for these to try to ensure that students will get the information that they need or resources, you know, that otherwise you don't get through, you know, being in classes or just because you're not on campus. So we want to make sure that whatever it is that may be a problem, that you can reach out to us, and if we don't have the solution, we'll try to connect you to a department or a resource, whether it's on campus, off campus, and go from there.